Well, Russ, obviously disappointing again against Gloucester, really, especially at home.
Yeah. Struggled at home this season, haven't we? So, not a nice atmosphere at Agbury at the moment. So we've got to quickly turn that around. But the only way we can do that is by backing things up away from home. So go to Alfreton tomorrow. Looking forward to it. Good challenge and good test.
The struggles at home are unusual because Harriers generally have never really had that sort of problem.
Yeah, well, I did when I was here back 15 years ago. You had one good season at home, and then it flipped on its side the other season. But yeah, we seem to. I don't know if it's the expectation. I don't know if it's the atmosphere. We're not giving the fans enough to cheer about, and then it's reciprocated the other way. Then so. But listen, we've got to get our heads down, keep working, and I'm sure it'll turn.
To a degree, then, do players almost find it easier to play away from home at the moment?
Well, that's what the stats say. I'm not sure. Sometimes it can just be luck. Sometimes it's the way it is. So I'm not looking for excuses because you end up finding them. So it's just we haven't been good enough at home, and in contrast, we've been okay away. So
then, Alfreton next. Usually a tough place to go. You know what you're going to get when you go there, don't you?
Yeah, we do, and I respect Billy a lot. They are what they are, and they're very good at it. So we've got to go there tomorrow, strong, physical, and look to play as well. And we're going there to win the game, and that's what our aim is.
Yeah, it's one of those games. Well, it's the same in most games, I know, but you've got to have to stand up from the first whistle, aren't you? Really?
Yes, you have. And we've got to react from last Saturday, and we've got a cluster of games now in the next 8 days where we're looking to get some good points and get back in the mix of it.
I mean, clearly it has been a disappointing run. There's no getting away from that. Have you changed things at all, sort of training-wise, to try and freshen things up a bit?
It's not about freshening up when you've got a lot of injuries on the table. We've tried to bring loans in, and you're always looking to change things. You question everything when you're on a bit of a run. But that will be every manager up and down the country when things aren't going so well. So looking to change things, whether it's shape, personnel, just looking for that trigger really to kind of get things back on track.
There's never an unimportant phase of the season, is there really? But between now and Christmas, you sense it's a big phase for Harriers now?
It's a big phase for everyone, because there's such a lot of points to play for, and we're no different. Just because we're not where we want to be doesn't make it any more important. The biggest thing for me today is tomorrow's game. So that's all we can control, and that's what we'll look to do.
I suppose there was also a danger of this happening, but to a degree you become victims of your own success from last season, really?
Yes, not really. I think we've just been...
In terms of the expectation levels from fans?
I suppose so. Yeah, listen, we are disappointed, and we haven't been as good as what I wanted to be and what we probably expect to be. But having expectations is good in football, and if you don't have expectations, it means you're not doing very well. So, and at the moment, we're just probably below where we want to be. The only way we could change things around is ourselves, and we've got to look to try and do that.
In terms of the pure logistics of Friday night, and that obviously was a preferable option to playing at 12:30 on Saturday lunchtime, really. Yeah,
I think there's a few factors in there about a month, 5 weeks ago when everyone was changing it. I think obviously the England game had some kind of factor in that, which everyone who doesn't play tonight plays at 12:30 tomorrow. Crowds, I don't know. Alfreton are at home, so I'm guessing they made the call. So listen, it is what it is. It's always a testing time in December. Lots of different days you play on and different times. So we'll look forward to the month ahead.
The irony being England aren't playing on Saturday now.
Yeah, exactly. So everyone could have played 3 o'clock, couldn't they? So but it is what it is. So I do like the December months. I like the change. I like the different scenery. So we'll go there looking to win the game.
In terms of the loan players, you mentioned you brought loan players in, obviously. How do you think they're settling in so far?
I think they're all settling in fine. If you look at the last 3 games and you won 2 out of 3 and very even contests last Saturday without us being great, you can say they've changed the kind of dynamics of the football club. Paddy McLaughlin was struggling with a bit of a chest infection last week, and we felt it was not quite right to play him the way he was, so he'll be straight back in contention for tomorrow's game. And Tom Bilson and Reece McNally have fitted in really well. And Joe Leasley, I know, is a permanent. He's come in and he's really brought into what we're doing at the football club, and he's been excellent so far.
Yes, Paddy will give you another option, obviously, if he's involved at Alfreton.
Yeah, he's got that experience, especially going to your teams like Alfreton. He got promoted last season, Paddy, so he knows what this situation is. I think York were bottom half in the first half of the season, and then they had a run. So this is the kind of bodies we're looking to bring in for that mental strength, to be honest.
Final point, just before we started this interview, Luke made the point, your fixtures are going to be all over the place in the next 6 weeks, different days of the week.
Yeah, well, Luke Stato, he's told us that we play every day of the week this month, so I look forward to that. Obviously, a big game tomorrow on TV next Wednesday, which is fantastic for the football club, and then back at home against Blythe next Saturday. So, big week. But don't get carried away. It's a big game tomorrow, first and foremost, and that's all we can control.
Very last point, nothing to do with Harriers at all, really, but the World Cup, presumably you've been watching a fair bit of it. What have you made of England so far?
I think they've been great. I think again, this country, we expect so much from the football club, from the country, even though we haven't won the World Cup since '66. But it's like any club, isn't it? We just want the best, and we want to see them achieve it. And there's no teams that worry me so far in the World Cup. But we could be out on Sunday, so hopefully one game at a time.